Well, today we have Ambassador Aizaz Ahmad Chaudhry, former Foreign Secretary and Pakistan's former envoy to the United States. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to begin by asking you about Pakistan's recent diplomatic engagements, particularly the Prime Minister's visit to Saudi Arabia and maybe the United States. How do you see these visits shaping Pakistan's foreign policy direction?
Pakistan's recent diplomatic outreach has indeed been a very welcome development, and not only because role in the world affairs, but also because the world has discovered the importance and significance of Pakistan for peace and stability in our region. It all actually started with May 2025, when India, in continuation of the previous aggressions it had committed against Pakistan in 2016 and 2019, carried out another aggression against Pakistan, this time at a much bigger scale. And when Pakistan responded and put up a strong and robust defense, India found no other option but to request the United States for ceasefire. And ever since, the world has come to discover and hit Pakistan in a totally new light. Here is a country which has the capacity to defend itself in the face of an enemy which is much larger in size and resources. And therefore, not only the United States, but China, Russia, Turkey, Malaysia, the Arab world, the Gulf countries, everyone is now reaching out to Pakistan, and Pakistan has found a place on the high table almost on every issue. Now, why is it that Pakistan has attained the diplomatic profile that it has, and India has lost the kind of image that it was trying to develop for itself? Main reason, there could be several reasons, but one major reason was that the US and the West in general were expecting that they had invested so much in India's military and economic prowess that India would be a counterbalance to China. But here is the situation where India cannot even manage Pakistan, let alone it will push back China. So there is a dashing of expectations on that level. And secondly, the world has also seen that India, in the name of strategic autonomy, is benefiting from the Western aid, but at the same time trying to develop relations with Russia, with China, with other powers. So they think that all their investment in India is probably not worth this while.
Well, given the shifting regional dynamics, what message do you think, Ambassador, Pakistan's engagement with Riyadh and Washington conveys about Islamabad's current foreign policy priorities?
Well, several messages. In a world which is going through disarray, I would say, because the world order that was created after the Second World War is now giving way to a total disregard for international law. At that time, when the countries are fending for themselves, the countries are trying to make mini-lateral organizations to protect their rights. I think Pakistan has emerged as a country that is reliable, that is trustworthy, and the most glaring example would be that it was Saudi Arabia which reached out to Pakistan for a strategic mutual defense agreement, and because Pakistan has proven the capability of not only defending itself, but also acting as a factor of peace and stability in our region. So I believe that Pakistan should continue to play that role.
Ambassador, in the light of recent Pakistan-Afghanistan talks and the fragile ceasefire, how do you view Islamabad's evolving approach towards Kabul, particularly in balancing border security concerns with the need of regional stability?
It is a prudent step by the government of Pakistan to be holding a dialogue with the government or the regime of the Taliban in Afghanistan. But I would be more cautious about uh, about the fact that the Taliban have not really been keeping their words. If you recall, in February 2020, they entered into an agreement with the United States in which they committed that they would let their girls go to school, their women allow them to work, they would not allow any terrorist entity to take roots in their own country. And they will also form a pluralistic government, accommodating Uzbek, Tajik, Hazaras, and other ethnic communities within Afghanistan. But they have not lived up to any of those agreements. Similarly, with Pakistan, they have promised many a time that they will not allow terrorist entities to take roots and attack Pakistan. But the reality on the ground is that for the past 4 years, each year uh, 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 has been bloodier than the previous one. And 10,000 attacks against Pakistan, terrorist attacks against Pakistan in 4 years coming from Afghanistan. This is something which is totally not acceptable. And therefore,
How do you view Pakistan's role in the ongoing mediation efforts related to the Gaza ceasefire deal? And do you believe Islamabad's diplomatic positioning in this crisis has gained itself some new relevance in the Muslim world?
well, Pakistan has always been relevant to the Muslim world. It has a cardinal principle of Pakistan foreign policy that our relationship with the Muslim world should be a top priority, and it has always been. Even with Afghanistan, frankly, because it is a Muslim country, Pakistan has been extra cordial to them, and and we have been the staunchest supporter of Palestinian cause ever since. Since 1947, we have been consistently calling for creation of a Palestinian state, or at least a two-state solution, because that has now been accepted by the United Nations Security Council also as the solution, and the Muslim world has also accepted it. So we have been constantly calling for a Palestinian state, and I think no government in Pakistan will ever back out of that. For the recent peace efforts in Gaza, there too Pakistan was active, because we were seeing that people of Gaza were being butchered by the Israeli bombardment. And this had to end, and we had to find a way. And that's why Pakistan also extended its support for the efforts by the United States to have peace in Gaza.
Well, Ambassador Aizaz Ahmad Chaudhry, thank you very much for sharing your insights with Pakistan TV Digital. We truly appreciate your time and perspective on Pakistan's evolving foreign policy and regional dynamics. Thank you.